Wherever you are, Vanessa, you are alive. You are here today. As sisters, we're going to fight for you. Just remember that I love you, Vanessa.
For the family of Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen, today was a milestone in a long fight for justice.
Yo, que soy la madre, que yo la amaré y por siempre la amaré y nunca se devolverá mi hija. Yo la veo en fotos.
Vanessa was the 20-year-old soldier who went missing from Fort Hood nearly 8 months ago, later found murdered. Her family alleging she disappeared after being sexually harassed by a superior at the base. It's a claim that the Army says they're currently investigating. Her case gaining traction this summer, invoking outrage over sexual harassment and abuse in the military.
We demand justice.
Launching a movement under the hashtag #IamVanessaGuillen.
The murder of Specialist Vanessa Guillen shocked our conscience and brought attention to deeper problems.
Today, the Pentagon took unprecedented action, announcing that 14 top Army leaders and enlisted personnel at Fort Hood have been fired or suspended for failure of leadership. It follows a 3-month-long investigation into the culture and climate at Fort Hood.
The initial investigation into Vanessa's death, coupled with high numbers of crimes and deaths at Fort Hood, has revealed a series of missteps and multiple failures in our system and within our leadership.
The investigation by an independent civilian panel determining that serious crime issues on and off Fort Hood were neither identified nor addressed. It also said that the system in place designed to report and prevent sexual harassment and assault was ineffective.
This report, without a doubt, will cause the Army to change our culture. I have decided to accept all these findings.
The Independent Review Board uncovering many instances of unreported sexual assault and harassment, today speaking directly to survivors.
If any of them see this, I want them to know we believe you. And that's a really important takeaway, was to believe. Major
General Scott Eflat and the entire command team of Vanessa's unit have been relieved of duty. The leadership of the 1st Cavalry Division also suspended pending future investigations.
The kind of punishments that were meted out today really do mean something. They are career-ending. That should send a shockwave through the Army and through the military that this is a very serious problem.
I am gravely disappointed that leaders failed to effectively create a climate that treated all soldiers with dignity and respect, and that failed to reinforce everyone's obligation to prevent and properly respond to allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault.
Vanessa was truly the turning point, and all credit should go to her family. They would not let this go.
Vanessa was special. Like, a lot of people tell me, like, I don't know what's with Vanessa, but like her smile just touches me.
Vanessa Guillen was the light of her family.
She's just a joyful person. She's very outgoing. We just had that connection.
One of 6 children, beloved by her siblings and her parents, Rogelio and Gloria. Originally from Mexico, raising their children to pursue the American dream.
En la escuela, bien inteligente. Ya empezó que le gustaba el fútbol a partir como de los 11 años. Y la maratón es correr.
And I always looked up to her since like little. I was always like following her steps.
Even from a young age, one thing was clear: Vanessa's sense of duty to her country.
Que ella desde los 10 años soñaba con inscribirse al ejército, a defender su país, su nación.
As soon as she graduated from high school, Vanessa enlisted in the U.S. Army.
And her first training, she didn't even want to come back. She was that happy. Even when she got home, she was like a new person. She was like, her skin was literally glowing.
Porque mi hija venía bella, hermosa, mi hija radiante, feliz.
Vanessa was sent to Fort Hood in Killeen, Texas, one of the Army's largest military installations. She worked as a small arms repair soldier, but soon after she arrived, her family said they noticed a change.
Su cara le cambió, como su rostro, más triste.
Sí.
¿Se fija que cuando llegó?
She looks more sad, ¿sí? Más triste.
Sí, sí, porque ya aquí ya tenía como un mes en Fort Hood.
She was not happy at Fort Hood. No estaba alegre ella.
No. Tú estabas bien, ¿por qué estás así? Dice, no, mami, estoy bien.
She would try to tell me that she didn't want to be at Fort Hood. I remember this one time she said, I don't like it here. And I hope one day you understand. On the 22nd, I find out that she's not replying at all. No phone calls, they go straight to voicemail. So I was like, well, let me message her. Maybe the message just go through. And nothing.
There's a 4 p.m. accountability check. Vanessa doesn't check in, and that's unusual. And so the unit starts looking for her.
They told me that her keys, her car, her military ID, her license, credit, debit cards were there. She would never leave her stuff behind.
After trying to reach Vanessa for hours, her sister Myra takes action, driving 3 hours from the family's home in Houston to Fort Hood.
I thought maybe she had an accident, like we have to look for her.
She says she arrives in the middle of the night and calls the staff sergeant. She says he tells her to come back in the morning.
On the 23rd, the military police were contacted.
Major General Donna Martin is the head of CID, the U.S. Army's Criminal Investigation Division.
We wanted to make sure she wasn't hurt. And so when that search came back without any results, then that's when CID is notified.
I texted my other sister and I was like, what's going on? She'd be like, we think Vanessa's missing. And I was like, how can she go missing on a military base? That's ridiculous. Go find her and better find her.
The meetings with CID were useless. There was no new information. We gave them literally every single thing that they asked for, and for them not to give us an answer was like, the problem is inside.
As a mother myself, there's not enough you could tell me. I would want to know everything, and we can't tell everything. We have to maintain the integrity of the investigation.
Gloria recalls a conversation she had with her daughter months before she went missing.
A mí me está acosando sexualmente un sargento. Le dije, no, mija, es que eso no puede ser, mija. ¿Cómo a ese grado? Dijo, sí, mami, y se le salieron sus lagrimitas así. Dame el nombre. Y yo voy. Yo lo acuso a ese miserable. Yo lo acuso. No, mami, te puede hacer daño.
Her mother kept the conversation private at the time, but Vanessa's sisters became the public face of the family, protesting outside of Fort Hood.
We started protesting every Friday.
Why do we run?
Inside, the Army begins to piece together Vanessa's last known whereabouts.
We know that Vanessa reported to her workstation, which was in the motor pool. And then we know that she came to the arms room, where she did leave behind her bank card, her ID card, and the keys to her barracks room and her car. And then she went to the next arms room, the second arms room. And that is where we believe she came into contact with Specialist Robinson. We believe that Specialist Robinson was the last person to have seen her.
Specialist Aaron Robinson joined the Army in 2018 and was deployed to Iraq for 7 months. When interviewed by investigators, he says on the day Vanessa disappeared, he finished work and then went to his off-post residence to spend the night with his girlfriend. According to investigators, his girlfriend, Cicely Aguilar, backs up his alibi. Investigators speak to witnesses who say that on the day of Vanessa's disappearance, they saw Robinson coming out of his arms room pulling a large, heavy case.
So all of these leads lead us back to Specialist Robinson. We're interviewing other people in the unit as well to find out, was there a relationship between Vanessa and Specialist Robinson that we didn't know about? And there was none.
Soon, Vanessa's disappearance begins to be reported on Spanish-language media, where Vanessa's mother, Gloria, spoke publicly about the alleged sexual harassment.
Estoy siendo acosada por un sargento. Pero ¿cómo acosada sexualmente? Sabe que mi hija no me dijo nombre, ¿verdad? Pero yo le supliqué tanto a la amiga de mi Vanessa y sí dijo que hay un nombre, dice, Robinson.
Family attorney Natalie Kawam told us today she's uncovered at least 2 incidents of sexual harassment. The military says they've received no credible information about those allegations.
Vanessa's family keeps up their pressure on the leadership at Fort Hood, demanding answers about the investigation.
They finally admitted that foul play was involved.
Viva la quiero porque mi hija entró viva. Porque si Dios no lo quiera, mi hija aparece muerta, cierra esta base.
The story explodes into the news cycle. The Army suspects foul play now.
Coming up, Vanessa's family left searching for answers. And today, what they're still demanding be done.
I don't think we're satisfied.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.